Good morning everyone, happy holidays. I am going for a look today for a Christmas party. I actually have two. I have to go to my grandma's house this morning and then I have to go to a family Christmas party tonight. So the look that I'm going for is going to be very like Christmassy, but it's going to kind of fit grandma's house as well. So it's not going to be nothing that's too over the top or too dramatic or too big. It's going to be kind of like a happy medium. So let's get started. I'm going to start with Clinique. This is their Moisture Surge CC cream. It is a hydrating, color correcting CC cream, and I love the moisturizing properties that it gives. A lot of the times I will use this just as a foundation, but since I'm not going to have time today or be home to touch my makeup up, I am kind of using this as like a primer and a base today, just because I want something with a little bit more coverage that's going to stay put all day. Okay, so we're moving into Naked Skin. I love this foundation. It's my all-time favorite. This is shade 4.0. They have a ton of shades. I'm sure you'd be able to find whatever shade you're looking for. Just spraying this on one of my palettes. And then we're gonna go in with their Urban Decay Pro foundation brush. Just kind of pick up some. And we're just gonna do some circles. Get that all in there. And you're always making sure that you go down that neckline. This shade is actually really similar to my natural skin tone, so I don't have to worry too much about getting like a nasty makeup line, but you always want to be safe. Alright, so we've got this all blended in. We are going to move on to brows. So for my brows today, I'm going to do pretty detailed. As you can see, my brows are extremely light, so I am going to be using a couple different products to kind of give them some pretty holiday definition today. So the first one I'm doing is the Brow Definer. It's my go-to. It's by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And it's got a really nice thick tip on it, if you can see that. So it's very easy to use, very easy to navigate. So that's kind of what I'm going for. And this I use just to map out the shape that I'm going for. And it's cool too when you're doing your brows when your foundation's still kind of like wet on your face, because you can correct any errors that you make. And it glides on really nicely. Okay, so we have our brows kind of all mapped out just by using that brow definer. So now we're going to go in detail and contrast. So I'm going to be using a brush. Hold on one second. There we go. It is by Benefit, and it's got like a nice angled tip, and then I'm going to be using their Foolproof Brow Powder. So it's got two shades. It's got a lighter shade and a darker shade. I'm going to start with the darker shade, and I'm just going to kind of lay that on the ends where I want my brow to be a little bit darker. Not too much. You don't need to go crazy with this. Just enough. And then just kind of stay in those lines that you created with the mapping. And you should be good. So there's one side, kind of versus the other. Get a little closer. And you can definitely see like that side is a little bit lighter and more sparse. So going in, same thing over here. Oh, see? Mistake. But our foundation is still wet, so we can kind of go in and fix that. I also just picked up this new awesome tool. It's by Brow Food, and it's a makeup erasing pen. Can you guys believe this? It literally is like a mistake corrector. So you can just take this and just like delete your mistake. It's amazing. Anywho, moving back into that same brown, we fixed our mistake, and we're just gonna kind of hit, staying in those lines again. Okay, so that's the only thing we're going to use the darker color for. I'm just going to fix that mistake. Go in with the pencil one more time. Perfect. Okay. Looks good. Alright, now we're going to clean that brush. Make sure you get the dark powder off. I'm just using like a piece of toilet paper or a paper towel, and just test it on your finger to make sure that it's off. And now I'm going to go in with the lighter shade. And for this, I'm going to start with the angle right there, and then move sideways and up. And then just keep blending that right into that darker color and give you a nice contrast. Same thing over here. Start on that angle, and then we're just gonna kind of blend that into that darker color. Like so. Okay, so brows look pretty good. If you want to go in and get a little detailed, you can take, I'm going to use this one by Benefit as well. It's their Precisely My Brow Pencil. Really thin and tiny, so you can draw a couple little hairs in there. Okay. So, brows look good. One thing I want to talk to you guys about really quick. This is a new product I just got at Ulta, and I'm obsessed with it. So it's by Sarah Happ. Comes in this little jar. This is called the Dream Slip, and it is a overnight lip mask. It's basically like a super concentrated chapstick, but I love it. Like, my lips get so chapped in the winter. There's a little foundation on them right now, but you put this on at night and you wake up and it's like pillows. It's great. So if you don't have this or haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. Alright, so now for our eyeshadow. Like I did say, we are going to be at multiple places today. Not going to have time to touch up my makeup, so I'm going to use a primer. I don't use an eyeshadow primer every day for my lighter looks, but for the heavier looks, definitely a go-to. This is NARS, and this is their smudge-proof base eyeshadow primer. And you kind of just take this and just dust it over. Same thing on this side. Just kind of line where you know your powder's gonna go. And then I always just take a brush and just kind of get it in there. This brush actually still had a little batter on it, which is fine. So we're gonna cover that. So there we go. Blending that in. Okay. So I'm gonna start by using kind of our red color that I want to go for the holidays. The first palette I'm using is the Kylie. This is the Royal Peach palette. I love this palette. It's got some great colors, nice and shimmery. I'm gonna go in with this color right here. It's kind of coppery red. It's very shimmery. I love it. It's great. So we're gonna use that kind of up in this region, and then we're gonna use more brown down here to kind of accentuate that color. So let's start. This goes on super pigmented. I did not even wet my brush. Yeah. And again, we're going above that crease. You don't want to go directly on like our cut crease line. This is kind of like the above color. It's gonna be blended into our brown. So, looking like a clown a little bit right now. That's fine. Moving on. This is Lorax Shine Bright palette. It is their Pro eyeshadow palette. I don't know if it's a seasonal item, but I just got it. It's brand new. I haven't used it yet. So the color I am going for, and it also comes with this brush, which I used. So, the color I'm going to use is this color right here. It's called Mahogany. It's kind of like a darker brown, but not too dark. So that is what I'm going to use kind of for our crease base and our lid. And for that, I am going to be using my brush by Luxie Cosmetics. It's their Precision Shader. And we're gonna take this and kind of lay it like right in between the red and the lid that we haven't touched yet. If you do go too far, don't worry, you can always touch up your red. But that's kind of what we're looking for. It's kind of like a crescent moon right now, and then you've got a little bit right there. Going back in with that same mahogany color. Blending that in to our red. Gives you a nice kind of like dark undertone in that. And then you'll be able to see like what spots you need to hit some more. Kind of play it by ear. Okay, so for the last thing, I am going to go in with a super concentrated kind of shimmer for that like pop of color right there that we have left blank. And for that I am using Anastasia's Sultry palette. This is brand new, love it, I've used it like all week. Tons of glitter shades, comes with a nice brush, it's really great stuff. So for this one, I'm actually just going to take a little bit of my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray and just kind of hit that brush just to grab a little bit more pigment just to get that highlight point right there. The color I'm going to be using is Rose Quartz. It's this one right here. Grabbing some pigment. And then we're just going to kind of lay that on there. It's just going to give us like a nice highlight to our look. Okay. Same thing. Just a couple squirts. Go back in, grab some pigment, same color, that Rose Quartz. And then we're just going to dab that on right there. Swoop it up. I'm not going too high with it. Okay, so this is looking really good. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back in and shade that mahogany color a little bit more. Okay, so I went in with the mahogany shade and just kind of like define that crease a little bit. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of that red from the Kylie palette, and we're just going to kind of go over it just a little bit, blending down. Same thing over here, just a little bit, blending down into that dark. Okay. Now for our brow highlight, or I like to call it like that region, I'm going to be going back to the Sultry palette, and I'm going to be using this color right here. It's called Pearl. It's this first one right here. And we're just going to take that and kind of blend. And this brush is great for blending. This is by Elizabeth Mott, and it's her blending brush. Really light, easy to use and blend. Same thing, the other side. Just gonna go in, grab a little more than I did on this side, but that's totally fine. Yeah. Perfect. So we're all nice and blended. Good to go. Okay, so now that our eyeshadow is done, we're going to go in with some Shape Tape. And we're just going to kind of contour our face a little bit and clean up the eyeshadow that we don't want to be there. The shade that I'm using is Light Neutral. I go back and forth between Light Neutral and Light Sand. Both of them work for me. And again, like I said about the Urban Decay, they have a million shades. Just kind of making a nice defined line right there. Bringing that down. And then I'm going to take a little bit, kind of right there, and right there. Go in with our Beauty Blender. I'm actually going to spray a little bit of this Morphe Continuous Setting Spray on my Beauty Blender, just to kind of help set it. I always take the excess and kind of get my nose. And one thing too that's nice is that line is going to kind of give us like a nice guide for our eyeliner. have to worry about filling this in too much because it's going to be covered with our contour bronzer and blush and all that. Okay, so now we are going to just kind of give ourselves a little bit of set spray, and then we're gonna hit it with some powder, setting powder as well. This is Too Faced Cosmetics. This is their Born This Way, and I'll see you after I do that. Okay, so next I'm going to be going in with this Morphe palette. I don't know if it's new or not. I think it might be new because I've never seen it before, but it is their Highlight and Contour Palette, 8L Lo-Fi. It's got some really nice colors in there, great highlighters as well. I'm going to be using the color in here called Donut. For those of you that know me, I'm 6.5 months pregnant and all I eat is donuts, so it's really fitting. So I'm just gonna grab that. We're not using a whole lot, keeping it pretty simple, but we definitely need some color. And then go up a little bit. And then down. Real easy. Go up a little bit. And down. You can always check to see, make sure it looks pretty good, pretty even. And then we are going to use on here, they have a color called Literally. It's this light shade right here. And I'm going to use that to kind of blend. Kind of like a banana powder, but not quite that yellowish shade. So it's definitely more subtle. Okay, same thing for my blush. I haven't always been a huge blush person, but I really like this palette. It's, again, Morphe. They came out with a blush palette, and this one is 8W. It's called Warm Master. So there are a couple more bronzy shades, but I'm going to be using this one today called Babe. Just gonna grab a blush brush, and this is by MAC. It's just an angled brush. Hit that smile bone. So once you get really good at it, you don't have to do it anymore, but smile, and then just kind of hit that cheek. Pull that up. Gives you a nice kind of rosy warm color. Pull it up. Looks good. I always do put a little blush up top too. You can even throw a little bit down here. So that's our face. I'm going to do the highlight after I do my eyeliner and eyebrows because I don't want to mess it up. But moving on, we will be doing eyeliner. Alright, so for our eyeliner, I am not using black. I am going to be using this color. It's a real dark burgundy. It's actually called True Burgundy, and it's by Tarte. It's the Tartiest. Love this product because it has a crayon on one side, and it's got a nice felt tip on the other side. So I'm going to go in and just follow that eyeshadow line. Okay, so that's kind of what we went for, slight wing on there. Perfect. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I use this shade a lot. I love it. I think it's different and it's cool, and it kind of gives you a different color than like a normal black would. Okay, so we got our eyeliner. Next we are going to do lashes. Okay, so I just put my lashes on. I haven't done any kind of like sealing or finishing touches to them yet, just because we're gonna do our highlight, and then I'll show you guys kind of what I do. I just wanted to throw a shout out to Ardell. This holiday collection kit that they came out with is amazing. The ones I've just put on are the Wispy's 600, but there's a ton of different ones in here. It's great for every look. I'm gonna go back and buy another one of these because I love having like all of these different looks in my makeup desk. It's great. So for highlight today, I'm going to be using Glam Glow. They have a little highlight palette, and they have 3 different colors on there. I'm going to go for this color today, probably a little bit of this too. So, put this one, just kind of lay it on there. This is the middle shade. Alright, a little down here. And then just for that spot that I want to be extra, I'm going to use the white. It's not white, it's more of like an opal. But that'll just pop a little bit on that cheekbone a little bit more than the other color did. Okay, so just some tips when applying fake eyelashes. I always put the glue on and let it almost dry completely, and then I put them on, and I just kind of like guide it on and then put the corners down. Something that works great, honestly, is a bobby pin, just to kind of press it in place. I've tried some of those things that they make, like the holders that you put on, and I just don't see a use for them to spend the money. I feel like you can do it with things that you have at home. But just gonna kind of show you what I do to kind of finish my fake eyelashes when I put them on. So there's always some blue spots. So I just kind of go back in with that same eyeliner color. And I just blend. Same thing on the other side. Go in where those blue spots are. And just blend that out. And then the last thing I'm going to do is kind of bind my lashes to the fake eyelashes. It doesn't have to be any crazy mascara. This one is by Butter London. It's called Oh My How High. And what you're gonna kind of do is just kind of go on your regular lash line and just kind of pull up. This will bind your regular eyelashes to the false eyelashes, adding a little bit more security, as well as if you have blonde eyelashes like I do, it will blend it in so you don't have that. People can't see the blonde guys sticking out in there. And again, we're going all the way down to our actual lash line. We're not like trying to lengthen the fake eyelashes or anything like that. We're just kind of trying to get them bound together. Last but not least, I'm going to take a little eyelash comb, get any clumps out that may be in there. That is it for eyelash. Alright, the last thing to finish our look is going to be a lip today. I'm just going to take a little bit more of that Sarah hat that I was telling you guys about and put it on. Kind of as like a primer. Before we add our gloss. You guys, this stuff is so great. Okay. I today, keeping with the festive, am going to be using Smashbox. And this is their Crimson Chrome. And I believe it's a liquid metal, so it's going to stay on pretty matte-like. our look.
Happy holidays. We'll see you soon.